For decades, people around the world have displayed a range of special powers and abilities. These powered beings came together and built superpowered cities to thrive in. My name is Angus, and I'm a journalist for the Daily Deposit. My partner Sal and I interview the citizens of Super City, investigating incidents and exploits, and helping where we can, holding the powerful accountable. Because heroes don't do paperwork.
Yeah, no. So we got talking. It was actually just a huge misunderstanding. He's a pretty cool guy, actually. He just the knife. He thought the thing on my back was attacking me. We had a good laugh over it.
Yeah,
After
no, that
he
is
did.
a common misconception.
Yeah, no. A lot of people stop and they tackle me to the ground. They try and get it off my back because they think it's some kind of parasite. But he cut me pretty good. I won't lie. He got me pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah, he got I'd say about a quarter or maybe a third of it kind of coming off. Before I was able to explain to him that was part of me. And boy, he felt bad. Yeah.
Well, I mean, good news. I'm glad you were able to find some common ground with
my
your
altered
doppelganger from another universe.
It's tough. A lot of people, they're very combative with their doppelgangers, and I get it. It's very scary. People sometimes, I don't know if this ever happens to you, Sal. Sometimes I catch myself in the mirror at a weird angle, and I really don't like what I see, and it does initiate a fight or flight kind of instinct in me.
Similar thing to me, but I actually caught myself in a mirror. I had to imprison alternate self within a mirror. They live.
You trapped them.
Well, this was pre-time skip, so they're actually back in my old apartment.
Wow! So it looks like
just tucked away in a corner.
So it's okay. So it looks like maybe like there's like just pounding on the glass trying to get out. Well, that's the most terrifying thing I've heard lately. So
the other good news in all of this, of course, is your sack. That's what we're calling it, right?
My backpack, my bag, it's got a lot of names, all of them unpleasant.
It's healing well.
Pretty well.
It appears to be like almost like a mutagenic response where like it's healing more.
Yeah. It's gone from like a small backpack. I would say like I think they measure backpacks in like liters. I'd say it's up to 60 or 70 liters now. It's big. I've had to cut different holes in my shirts.
Garbage bin sized bag.
Yeah. Hello, super citizens, and welcome to Heroes Don't Do Paperwork, the only podcast about events both big and small in Super City. I'm one of your hosts, Angus, joined as always by my co-host, Sal.
Hello.
We're, of course, reporters in Super City. We work for the Daily Deposit, and we're here to bring you the news. How'd you like that?
That's actually the slogan of the Daily Deposit.
It's
bringing you the news.
We're here to bring you the news. Yep. But how are you doing, Sal? I figured I'd just jump right in the episode. We talked a bit about how I was doing, but how are you doing?
I'm well. Got nothing to report for once. Just
Wow. Okay, just a medium like baseline. Wow.
Had a nice breakfast today.
What'd you have for breakfast?
I tried something new. I tried an egg witch.
An egg witch. Now,
yeah.
Okay, now I want to say this is a sandwich with eggs in it. Am I anywhere in the right ballpark?
In a sense, this is a sandwich made from an egg that has practiced itself in the arcane arts.
Gotcha. So like a wicked egg.
And it is then pressed between two pieces of bagel.
Sure.
Served with some tomato, lettuce, a little bit of bacon.
Sure.
And if you get the combo, you get a coffee on the side.
Oh yeah. No, I
didn't take the combo. I just I substituted for a juice, but they didn't allow substitutions.
Oh wow, they wouldn't allow substitutions. Oh, okay. I assume this was homemade, but this was some kind of like Wiccan breakfast place you went to.
Well, yeah, no, you have to go and find witch hunters.
Okay.
Who can capture an egg witch, and then of course prepare it, and press between two pieces of bagel, serve it with tomato, lettuce, a little bit of bacon.
Wow.
And if you choose a coffee.
Okay.
Which I want to repeat, I did not choose.
You didn't choose. You don't strike me as a coffee guy.
I'm not. I tried coffee with juice for a bit, but I found the coffee took away from the juice. So
that's right. That's not a big
not complementary flavors.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good way to start the day, eating
it was hearty.
An egg.
And I don't want to be too descriptive, but the egg burps I've been having have been rather magical.
Yeah. Well, there's been a sparkle to it for sure. Yeah, oh yeah. And the black nail polish, was that before or after you ate the?
That was.
It looks good.
Actually, I hadn't even noticed that.
Yeah,
but
I clocked that immediately. I used to talk to a lot of girls practicing witchcraft when I was in high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I wanna sit on this for a bit.
Yeah, a lot of candles
for you.
I mean, yeah, I think I don't know where that. I've never really dug too deep into it, but it was definitely something that always caught my eye.
Perhaps you were ensorcelled.
Ooh,
perhaps they were witches.
Ensorcelled? Is that what you say when someone's like bewitched, or like?
Well, something you say when someone's under the effects of sorcery.
Sorcery.
Yes.
I haven't heard that before. Ensorcelled, huh?
Yeah.
I like it.
A good sorceling was done upon you.
It's very possible. I spent a lot of I spent a lot of money on Ouija boards.
Oh.
Ouija. I don't know. Might be two different brands now that I think about it.
This is something, this could be a good expose we could.
Oh, you gonna write an article on that?
Well, that's a good idea. Amidst all the things I'm investigating, I'm still looking for lighthearted things to write about.
Of course.
What have you been working on?
Actually, I got a good, just a pretty simple story the other day that I've been working on about a social media influencer in Super City. Here's the title: "The Creatine Caught Deadlifting Old Folks Home. Residents Slightly Startled." So, Sal, do you know what a social media influencer is? First of all,
well, I'm gonna take a crack at it.
Go for it.
And you tell me how close I am.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining social media is something not unlike what we do in print media, where you just sort of run up to people that you know and you start telling them about stuff you're doing. And an influencer is someone who's got almost like a cult of personality behind them. So I'm imagining that this is one individual with a gaggle of followers behind them, running up to various people on the streets and just sort of shouting what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's you're very, very close. You're on the kind of the right path, but it's like a couple lanes over in that it's all those things you said, except very little of it's in person.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why would anyone care then?
I don't know. It's called, well, it's also called a parasocial relationship, which is like a relationship you develop with like someone like a podcast host, for example. You know,
I thought it was going to be a relationship with a ghost.
No, or a parasite or a symbiote. All these kinds of things, very, very similar. But no. And of course, the creatine is a fitness influencer, a teenage fitness influencer in Super City. And she deadlifted an old folks home the other day.
Rather impressive.
Not bad. I mean, she got it like I'm not great, and listeners can't really see this, but like my form isn't great. But yeah, so she took the edge of the building. She kind of did one of these, which kind of rotated it, tilted the building quite a bit, and a lot of the old folks inside were very like I said, in the slightly startled, because it was just a one rep. Kind of one rep max. It wasn't
she maxed out on that.
Yeah, exactly. But and then they haven't caught the creatine yet. But the search is still ongoing. I assume you could just check their social media and figure out where they are. But hey, whatever.
It seems an odd choice to go about committing gray area crimes. And then posting about it in a public forum.
You're referencing the name of the old folks home, the gray area?
Yes. Precisely.
Yeah, no, it's that's a lot of social media, is doing stuff that's like kind of borderline illegal, but mostly just annoying or inappropriate. It's a lot of people, actually, now that I'm thinking about it more directly, it's a lot of people just behaving like assholes in public. And kind of being like, hey, I'm the center of attention, when people are just trying to lead their own lives. And you can only imagine, listeners, for those of you that don't live in Super City, you've seen social media influencers. They're much worse here because, they've got laser vision, or they're 12 feet tall and they can deadlift buildings.
I'm looking online at the social medias. Okay. A lot of them end in R. We've got a Tumblr, a Twitter. There's a Dumpster here.
An
Insta.
Yep.
What's this? A Grindr.
That one's not actually social media, but it's a great way for people to meet each other, I'm told.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'd be interested then.
Maybe you would. I honestly, we've never really talked about that aspect of your life much.
Well, we'll talk about it more after the show.
It's a lot of fellas meeting fellas, if that makes sense.
Oh, well, now it has piqued my interest.
Okay, good. Well, and so you're working on this. You're going to maybe investigate this this Wiccan Ouija angle.
Yes, I'm gonna. Well,
now I'm sorry. I'm just realizing you've kind of got some eyeshadow going on now too.
Yes,
which is,
and you'll notice that I'm wearing these almost haunting web knit gloves.
Yeah, they're
across
like
my hands.
For listeners, they're like fingerless, elbow length, like fishnet gloves, black. Yeah. Honestly, this is very much the aesthetic that young Angus would have been really enamored with or ensorcelled with.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
The goatee as well.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but okay. Well, why don't we get this sorted out? We'll come back from break and we'll talk to our guests. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
This thing on?
Yes.
Oniric.
Notes to Oniric, Day 1. By Teffer Troy, doctoral candidate, Alternative Narrative Traditions, Université de Montréal, October 12, 683.
Oniric.
Hello, Deirdre. I hope you're well. I'm recording this now because today's a big day. I'm meeting with a talking wolf after lunch. I'm a bit nervous about it.
Oniric.
A flame that rides the wings of worlds. A flame that seeks a single torch. The torch burns bright. The torch burns out. The flame remains and rides anew.
Oniric.
It's a dream quest. It's a grail quest. It's a fever dream quest.
Oniric.
Just say hi. Please. Do it.
For fuck's sake. Hi, Deirdre. Hope you're well. You're well rid of this idiot.
Oniric.
Coming fall 2023 in the Pod Cavern and wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm not sure how I feel about the skirt.
It looks good, I would say. Once again, very just like.
I guess it's more of a frock now that I'm looking at it. Skirt doesn't quite do it justice.
Guess I don't know what a frock is.
Well, it comes down to mid-knee, maybe down to ankle, depending on how reserved you want to be.
Sure. And how reserved do you want to be?
I feel like I want to let my wild spirit free and cast off the shackles of a patriarchal society.
And now those are tall boots you've got on too. A lot of buckles. I don't know if I've ever seen you in such tall boots before, but you're good. You've taken to them pretty well.
It's amazing. You would think these boots weren't made for walking, but I can assure you that they are quite adept at walking.
They are. And now I'm so sorry. We'll get to our guests in just a second, but I have to just do a quick litmus test for you here. I'm going to hold up a picture. Now, I'm fairly certain you've never seen this movie before, but this is the lead character from The Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skellington, and I just want to get a vibe. How are you feeling about this character here?
That's a big yay for me.
Okay, good. All right, okay. I don't want to alarm you, but I think you're getting some kind of Wiccan goth condition going on right now, and I just want you to be aware of what's happening to your body. It's perfectly normal. We all have a goth phase at one point or another, and I just want
the Romans had one.
Even the Romans had one. That's a history joke there. God, the history nerds in the audience will love that one. Okay, without further ado. I got a really interesting guest today. You know, we talked a bit about social media in the first half, and wasn't even making this connection intentionally, but we've got someone who kind of works in that realm, adjacent to that realm. We have the publicist for the mayor of Super City, Mayor Hicks. Please welcome to the show, Chonklesha Versace.
Hello, Mr. Sal. Hello, Mr. Angus. Thank you so much for having me here.
It's a pleasure. It's actually Angus.
Oh, Angus?
Yes. Yeah. It's okay. It happens all the time.
Oh, because I was going to say, for a woman, you are really carrying that 7-liter bin on your back real well. I don't know any woman that could carry something like that.
That's okay. And now that you know I identify as a man, how am I holding it now?
Not so great.
Not so great. No, I know. It's true. I'm adjusting. This is kind of a new thing for me. It's expanded a lot recently. I assume it just kind of feels like there's more cables back there, to be honest. But I sorry, Chonklesha, I'm being rude. Very long time ago, I was fused with my podcasting equipment, so that just want to run that by you, so you're not worried about this giant pulsating.
Please don't try to remove it.
No, don't try to remove it. It's fine.
Okay.
The pulsating is normal. It's gotten a lot more lately, but that's fine.
Yeah, it
looks like it's getting ready to birth something.
Yeah, like a big old heartbeat with just a whole bunch of like HDMIs.
Yeah, HDMIs, XLRs. I'm definitely sprouting some new cables, but that is a-okay. But enough about me, Chonklesha. I want to talk to you, talk about you and what you do for this city. You're the publicist for Mayor Hicks, who's it's no secret here. Stuff in Super City is a little mixed right now, putting it lightly. And in terms of positives and negatives, and I wanted to kind of get a sense of what your job is like day to day.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure.
Like I said, my name is Chonklesha Oysters Rockefeller Versace. I am the PR for the mayor, and I just would like to come, thank you so much, and just say that Mayor Hicks is doing his absolute best for the citizens here at Super City, and I just want to reassure all of our citizens that he is just doing a great, fantastic job.
Chonklesha, I feels rude to sort of go on the attack this early in the interview, but Mayor Hicks's office recently changed the definition of citizen to a rather restrictive terminology. Could you speak to that, please?
Absolutely. When you think of citizenship, Agnes, if I can refer to you.
Please, and it's Angus. Yep.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It happens all the time.
What comes to mind when you think citizen?
Well, that's a great question. Part of me wants to say that just anyone who lives here, or even I think people that visit here are kind of a temporary citizen. Anyone who has to take up this space. But if I had to legally define it, I would say someone whose legal residence is within the city, and they are
under it,
or under it. We'll get into that. We've got to talk about that. The different tiers of the city. But the people who are taxpayers. And I would say. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think that saying only people that voted for him are legally citizens is a bit of a step too far, I would say.
Well, I would just like to say you are incorrect.
Okay. Well, I didn't vote for him, so we were away during the election.
Yes, and unfortunately, that is exactly why the two of you are not citizens.
That's citizens, yeah.
Your citizenship has been revoked, and I would say I'm sorry, but I am not sorry. Only those who voted for Mayor Hicks are officially citizens. And if you are not, that is not my fault. Maybe next time the voting process comes around.
So this is the issue, though, is that only citizens are allowed to vote in the next mayoral election. So
yes, it is quite a small pool. I do understand that.
Yeah.
Well, Angus, let's give Mayor Hicks his fair credit.
Sure.
He did open up a path to re-entering citizenship.
Yeah, it's okay. So here's the thing: he did reopen a path. It's just, I would say, prohibitively expensive for most of us. It requires a pretty hefty donation, and a lot of us.
It uses the terminology tithe.
Tithe. It does. It's very. It's got a lot of religious elements to it, I would say, which are kind of. I just expect my mayors to be a little more secular, I think, in their approach to interacting with the citizenship, and he really does put himself like up on a pedestal, literally in some instances.
Yes, the mayor's office is situated on a pedestal.
Yes.
High above everybody else. There is also a cross on top of the pedestal, which he delivers his speeches from. And I would say religious. I think that's a very strong word. That's extremely strong language.
Now, you're a publicist. This is really your area of expertise. What kind of word would you use then to describe that?
I personally would like to use the word chosen. People think this is a democracy, and
it used to be.
It certainly did until the mayor came in, and he's a chosen being. And he was put into this position by powers that I would say are beyond you, Mr. Sal, myself.
Yeah.
And we're grateful and we're thankful that he is here, high upon the pedestal, looking down at all of us with those giant eyes. Always.
Yes, the giant eyes built into the cross upon the pedestal. Actually, it is the newest, tallest structure in Super City. Very unsettling, I would say. And that's me putting it very lightly.
I would like to disagree. I wouldn't say unsettling. I would say deeply comforting.
Okay, yeah.
Interesting.
Almost like a father, a parent figure looking out for all of us.
Sure, and the sound they make when they blink, that doesn't unnerve you at all.
Mechanical yet wet.
Wet,
yes.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you, Sal.
I mean, they have to stay moisturized somehow.
Of course, because that's listeners who don't actually live in the city. You might not be fully getting this. They're not. They are mechanical, but there is very much an organic component to them, so they need to remain moist. It's a weird.
One might call it some kind of entity born of an unholy fusion between machine and flesh.
That's
some
I would say, and honestly, as coming from somebody who is often referred to as an unholy merging of machine and flesh, it's gross, and I don't love it.
Actually, fun fact, they're actually lubricated by a mixture of oil and the tears of orphans.
Oh, good.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, good.
I'm glad the orphans are getting some work. That's actually, Angus, you know what? That's a point for the mayor.
That's not bad. We have a weird amount of orphans in Super City.
And a surplus of tears.
Surplus? I'm glad it's not going to waste.
The mayor certainly keeps them under his employ.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Okay, well, okay. Chonklesha, that's a lot about the mayor, and I think that's great, and I love hearing about your job. I do want to learn a little bit more about you as a citizen. You are a citizen, I assume?
Yes, absolutely. I have voted for the mayor.
Of course. So I just want to learn a bit more about you, if you're comfortable sharing. What's your superpower? Is it a question I love to ask all of our guests?
Absolutely. So my superpower, I'm not sure if you have seen me on the Real Housewives of Super City.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's where I've seen you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes,
I thought I recognized you. You've done something different with your hair.
I have. But the reason why I got kicked off is actually because of my superpower, because no matter what the circumstances, no matter what happens, I got to tell it like it is.
Oh, I see.
I got to be real. I had to tell it like it is. And a lot of people, they don't like that. They don't like that, but that's okay because I'm not here to make friends.
I remember that you used to call it dropping the chonk.
Yeah.
Chonked.
Oh my god!
Wow!
Oh my
wow!
God. I'm normally a huge goozer head. I'm all aboard the goose train, but that time when you laid into Goozer about the slime trails they were leaving all over the home, I found myself agreeing.
Thank you so much, and I do like to coin that term, chonked, dropping the chonk, being chonked. But yes, Goozer and I did have our problems. I think particularly the episode where they got married. and I arrived. She wasn't very happy with my attire. And
well, you wore a wedding dress. Let's be real. You wore a wedding dress to a wedding.
Agnes.
It's Angus. First of all, it's Angus.
It was it a white dress?
Yes. It had a veil.
Sparkly bodice? Yes, there was a veil. Yes, I brought my own bouquet. But I got to be how I needs to be.
Mm-hmm. Now, okay. And I'm gonna get real here. I'm gonna tell it like it is, if I may.
Angus is gonna drop the chomp.
Is it possible that this is less of a superpower and more just that you're incredibly selfish?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is a superpower. I must do it. Mm-hmm. And if I said it, I said it. It may be wrong. It may be bad. It may be rude. But I said it because I have to say it like it is. I must. Under any circumstances.
It's a good ripcord to pull when you've offended someone, to just immediately be like, well, I'm just telling it how it is.
I disagree.
Wait, I'm siding with you there for a minute. Okay, so you tell it how it is. Does that ever get in the way of your job? Because I know sometimes a publicist, you need to kind of sugarcoat things for even our discussion earlier about the citizenship. It felt very much like you were kind of sugarcoating it, trying to put some spin on it and stuff like that. Does that ever conflict with your ability, your need to tell it like it is?
Absolutely not. I feel, especially when you are put into my position, things like that embezzlement scandal, I think I covered quite well by just saying, this is our mayor. He would never do anything like this, especially due to the fact that the mayor is indeed illiterate. And that's how it is. The man can't read. Cannot
and
read.
I'm not trying to shame anyone who can't read.
Incapable of committing embezzlement.
Okay, so it seems as though he is using that to kind of shield himself from consequences.
What one might say, it's actually easier to commit embezzlement if you can't read, because you couldn't read the little note that says "not your money."
Not your money, exactly.
He just accepts it, and how is that?
So someone who's like, no, we can't go down this road. Okay. So you're using the illiteracy defense that the mayor couldn't have, in good conscience, knowingly committed embezzlement because he can't read. Okay.
Well, you say defense as if it's some sort of scapegoat. I mean,
well, it is.
Read Agnes.
First of all, it's Angus. So you don't have to tell names like how they are, or
pardon me.
Well,
maybe your real name is Agnes.
I don't have my birth certificate on me, but I'm pretty.
You're gonna need to produce
convenient.
that.
Okay. Well, hang on. Okay, well, let me throw that back on you guys for a second. Do you guys have your birth certificates on you?
Yes.
At all times.
Okay, that's crazy how quick you guys produced those. Fine.
I will laminated.
Okay, fine. I will look into that. I'm very, very sure, though, that my name is Angus and is not, in fact, Agnes. If I could prove that to you, would you then be forced? Because I'm trying to figure out how this power of yours works. Do you always have to tell it like it is? Or is it just you have the innate ability to really tell it when it's difficult,
I must tell it like it is. And how it is what's inside me, what's inside my heart.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, that makes way more sense. So it's not based on objective truth or some kind of interaction with reality outside yourself. It's only based on your internal perception of things.
What really is objective truth?
I'm tempted to agree with Chonklesha here. One could say that there is a reality internal to us all, and speaking the truth of that reality is important. I think. I'm not sure now, as I'm saying it out loud.
So much, Mr. Sal. And by the way, I do love your webbed fingerless gloves.
Oh, thank you.
They're hauntingly beautiful. Hauntingly.
They compliment my hat.
I don't even know where that hat came from, but it is very, very nice.
Very pointy at the top.
And have you always had a black cat on your desk?
No. And as we're talking about this more, I'm realizing I maybe should have had this egg witch back in October.
Well, yeah, too late for that. Well, okay, Chonklesha, I feel like maybe we got off on a little bit of a combative start, and I really apologize for that. But I imagine that happens to you a lot with this gift you have to tell it like it is. Sometimes you're going to say things people don't want to hear. Is that something you've... Yeah.
Absolutely, all of the time. People do not like what I have to say, but again, I am not here to make friends. And that's okay. On her 85th birthday, I told my mother-in-law that she looked like a busted can of biscuits. She didn't appreciate that.
That's a pretty good burn, I won't lie.
And I do understand that it was her birthday. I understand that people flew in from but I had to.
Yeah. Is this the same for the same woman who was hit by a bus?
Yeah.
And did actually get busted up like a can.
Like a can of biscuits.
And I'm so sorry. I have to also ask, since this knowing just your history, and this was her birthday, did you by any chance, I don't know, bring a cake for yourself, or maybe gifts for yourself, or expect those kinds of things for yourself?
Absolutely, because once you think about it, birthday is a celebration of life.
Exactly, and we're all alive.
We're all alive.
Until we aren't.
Absolutely. So I did, I think being a part of the preparations itself made it a lot easier for my cake to be bigger than her cake was.
So you had an active role in planning the event. Okay, but at least hopefully you made the cake in a flavor or type that she liked.
No, I did not.
Well, I mean, hopefully you'll get it better. I mean, this was her 85th birthday. I mean, hopefully maybe you can get, the next one can be for her, hopefully.
But it was for her.
Well,
I don't see the problem.
I know.
Okay. Angus, let me try and take a
Go
crack
for it,
at
please,
this.
Sal. Take a crack at it.
Chonklesha, you know how the mayor, when he was inaugurated into his position as mayor, it was a rather big event that was sort of focused on the mayor. And everything was about the mayor for that one evening. Little did we know everything else would become about the mayor, but that's not the point of all this. You can understand why if someone else went to that inauguration and tried to make it about themselves, the mayor might have been upset. Now, if you could maybe take what I'm describing there and perhaps apply it to other big events in other people's lives, like a wedding or perhaps a birthday party. Do you see maybe where the disconnect comes from your behavior and the expectation of the day?
Okay, Mr. Sal, first of all, the mayor, he's a political figure. Therefore, any kind of dissidence or anything against the mayor would consider to be an act of civil rebellion. Do you understand where I'm coming? Making that day about you is not, I would not say selfish, but I would just say illegal.
So your self-preservation kicked in and stopped you from kind of making that day about you.
Also, the mayor pays me a very large amount.
I see.
Now, I have noticed something now that I'm sitting across from you and I'm looking at you. I'm noticing a similarity between your eyes and the eyes that are built into the giant cross that looms over the city. Did they take inspiration from you for that?
Well, that's a very interesting question.
Is it?
Yes. You see, the mayor said, I need the citizens of Super City to feel like they are watched over. I need them to constantly feel my presence. And I'm not sure if you know this, but I myself have 7 children.
I didn't know that.
You know.
Wow.
Yeah. I do have 7 children, and as a mother, yes.
And they are named?
They are named Diamond,
Gold,
Shrimp Cocktail,
Shrimp cocktail.
Stretch limousine.
Stretch limousine.
Red bottoms.
Red bottoms. Just two more.
Cartier,
of course.
And John.
So 6 kind of status symbols, and then John.
John's the baby.
John's the baby. Oh, well, that's so okay. So you took inspiration from your role as a parent in this looming
right.
statue.
So I said for my 7 children, because as a reality star, excuse me, and as a PR, I don't always have the time to watch over my 7 children. So what I do have is just a bunch of cameras in my house.
Oh,
everywhere.
Makes sense.
Just cameras. As soon as you wake up, it's just cameras. So I can watch my children. And the mayor said, I think that's a very good idea.
Has your partner, is your partner not around? Like, have they been kind of like absent since their mother's birthday, or I'm just throwing a guess out there?
My partner is little Ray Jr., point guard.
Oh.
For the Super City Globetrotters.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, wow.
Of course. Wow. The super basketball team. It's like basketball, but powers are allowed. Wow. I'm not a big sports guy, but I recognize the name. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, so he travels quite a lot. So he's also unable to be with our 7 children.
Of course. Very busy family.
Now, actually, I understand Chonklesha's ideas here about monitoring your children. My mother frequently said as a kid that she had eyes in the back of her head. Now, of course, my mother's superpower was to have eyes in the back of her head. But I understand the metaphor that is trying to be created there.
This explains the haircut in all the pictures I've seen of her.
Yes, a bob that comes up to about...
Almost like a reverse mullet.
Exactly. It's actually what you always asked for.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm so sorry. Please continue.
All I was saying was that I understand how Chonklesha took inspiration from that very common saying and applied it, I guess, on a citywide basis.
Yeah. Well, God.
I have one last question. That may spawn up further questions, I'm sure. How does the mayor's office feel about the rumors that a rebellion is brewing in the city, beneath the city?
Oh, downtown?
Downtown, yes, thank you. Of course, the only place that is able to escape the gaze of the eye cross, or the cross eye, depending on how you put that out there.
This is a good question. We've been meaning to ask you about downtown, the subterranean city underneath Super City. Do you have any comment on that?
Yes, absolutely. I can tell you that the mayor does indeed have eyes everywhere.
Oh, wow.
You seem nervous as you said
Wow.
that.
Nervous?
Yeah, like you're trying to like you're trying to blink a signal to us or something like that. I don't follow. I don't follow. But
you're just blinking more. We don't know the code.
I don't. I'm so sorry. I don't. Oh, it's one eye. Oh, it's the other eye. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. We don't. You have
looking to the left.
Great eye work. Okay, yes. Yeah, you're looking over at our new coworker, Steven, who's just started this week, and he's a guy in a suit, and he works at the desk next to ours. I don't get it. He's
always talking into his lapel.
Yes,
he's talking.
Realize
I assume that was a neck thing. Yeah.
Stephen's just a very normal, kind man who just happened to start at the exact same time that rumors that this underground city was being built.
Interesting. Okay.
And when he speaks into the lapel, he's just talking to God.
Oh, okay. Good. Now, I'm so sorry. I have to ask: is his God the mayor?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Tell it like it is. I got to tell it like it is. I got to tell it like it is.
Of course. Well, Chonklesha, thank you so much for coming on the show. I feel like there's still so much more to talk to you about. We'll have to get you back on sometime, I think, to maybe iron out some more details about the mayor and his campaign and just the constant state of the city. But we really appreciate you coming on today to talk to us.
Thank you so much, Agnes and Mr. Sal. You have so many bubbles. Problem. You shine. You shine.
Yes, I am shining.
Yeah, you've got a kind of like a
sepulchral glow.
You do. Yeah, we're gonna have to Google this a bit. That's gonna do it for us here at Heroes Don't Do Paperwork. For those of you listening at home, remember, try to do the right thing. Sal, am I going to have to legally change the intro of this show where I say hi to all the super citizens?
Not only for future episodes, but all the previous ones, too.
Oh, God, I have to go back? I don't even know if I can do that. Okay, well, I'm going to look into that one. And I think I'm going to look up my birth certificate, because I, really would rather be Angus than Agnes. But
I don't know. If I'm being honest with you, Agnes just sort of rolls off the tongue.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, well, we'll figure that out. Hey everybody, Angus here. As always, Sal Bedfellow was played by Matthew Wally. Chonklesha Versace was played by Jinny Lewis. Jinny's an improviser and actor in Ottawa. She's part of the improvised 90s sitcom show filmed before a live studio audience. Their next show is January 20th, 2024. Jinny's also in a couple movies coming out soon. Christmas by Design, Laughing All the Way, and an Ice Palace Romance coming out December 22nd. Check those out on the Lifetime Network. If you like the show and want to support it, or any of the other shows on the Podcavern Network, head on over to podcavern.com and check out our merch store. We've got lots of cool hats, hoodies, t-shirts, stuff like that. Anything you buy there helps us keep the lights on here. Thanks for listening.